Welcome to the Critically Clueless. I'm the Monk, and today we're in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And for you, I've got a special video. So it occurred to me a while ago that when you level up, you earn skill points. Now, these skill points you get new abilities. You can get new little points on your skills, like 2.3 melee damage extra and stuff like that. But unfortunately, all the perks are hidden behind a fog. And because of this fog, you don't know where you're going. Well, I wanted to show you a little trick on how to get around that. And in doing so, I'm also going to show you every single major skill you can unlock through leveling up. So these aren't the ones you find in the world. These are the ones that every single person can and will get. While they're playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, all they've got to do is just reach that mark behind the fog. So I'm going to open it all up. And then, well, I'm going to open it all up with this trick that I'm just about to show you. And then after that, we're going to go through every single perk. Now, as you can see, when I started, I had exactly 24 skill points. Now, it doesn't take necessarily very long to get those 24 skill points. That's, you know, a few hours into the game, but it's relatively early enough to help. So as you unlock, as you get a perk, and as you go through the tree, you unlock more areas by clicking on one of these perks by, you know, an expanded branch. When you get that perk, it opens up the next little area for you, and the fog disappears. And of course, when it disappears, it reveals a slight bit more of the massive skill branch. Now, this skill branch is actually massive. It's huge. It is, I don't know if it's the biggest, but it's got to be one of the biggest skill trees lines I've ever seen in a game. Maybe a bit of an over-exaggeration, but this is, you know, a Ubisoft RPG. I wasn't expecting it. It is absolutely massive. But with 24 skill points, exactly 24 skill points, and with some foresight, you can unlock the entire skill tree. Or at least you can unlock the view of the entire skill tree. Now what that means is you can plan out where and what you want. Now you have got three main things to focus on. Right at the beginning, you start in the middle. And to expand, you can go stealth, ranged, or melee. And after that, you can have a little look-see at what it is you actually want to focus on. But what I found is that you can actually get a little bit of stealth and a little bit of ranged in melee as well. All those little points add up. So if you do go just for melee, the others won't really lack that much. You'll still be able to use stealth. You'll still be able to use range. It's just your melee would be amazing. So it's up to you where you want to focus. I would recommend mixing it up a little bit. And maybe you can focus in one tree, but don't just completely neglect the other one. Otherwise, you know, you may struggle late game in this. The combat really isn't that hard in this game anyway, but there are some really fun skills and abilities, and so I'm going to show you them in a minute. And guys, if this video has helped or is going to help you, or maybe you're finding it entertaining, don't forget to hit that like button, and of course don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Anyway, now let's get into opening up some more. Now, like I said, you have to plan out your steps, especially if you're only doing it with 24 skill points. This is the absolute minimum number you need in order to open up the entire skill tree. Now, one of the best things about Valhalla's skill line is the simple fact that you can respec your skills at any time. Now, I probably should have mentioned that earlier, so don't worry about resetting your skills. You can reset it as many times as you want, and it doesn't affect your game in the slightest.
12 seconds later.
Maybe a little bit more than 12 seconds later, but we are back and we have unlocked the entire tree. Now, like I said, I'm going to go through every single one here. So we have got Stomp. It's pretty self-explanatory, but if you knock them down, you can stomp on their head afterwards. You have got Perfect Attack. You've got Warrior Takedown. Now, personally, I prefer Assassination as to Warrior Takedown. We've got Sprint Bash, which wasn't actually that good. That's maybe one I will personally skip. We've got Arrow Volley. Now, I quite like the ranged attacks. I haven't put any points into range myself, but I do like the ranged attacks. We've got Adrenaline Fiend. Anything to do with the adrenaline skills, I think, is probably pretty good. Parry damage. Again, another one I personally won't use because I just dodge. We've got Emergency Aim. Now we're going to go through these really quickly because there's a lot to go through. We've got Hunter Bow combo. And of course, if you do like this video, I can always do my favourite skills video. Arrow Reinforcement is next. That's a pretty good one, to be fair. I like the ones to do with range. Like I said, I do like my range. I haven't put any in myself, but Stealth Adrenaline. When in stealth, gain adrenaline. That's not too bad, is it? A bow stun finisher. Charge shot. And as you can see, that depending on what section you are, all skills will be, allocated to that area. So all these are ranged. Battleground bolt. Now that one I actually like. I think I might get that one. Grit. Last chance healing. It's interesting to see that just because we're in range doesn't mean that there aren't like little other ones. It may not be to do with combat, but the little things that can definitely help you. Missile reversal. Breakfall, where to be fair, I could really use that. I've died quite a few times from full damage, whereas full damage is a funny one in this one. Advanced Assassination. Sometimes full damage works and sometimes it just doesn't. Sprint attack. Sprint attack? Yeah, I like sprint attack. I like the shield attack anyway. Backstab. Basically means you get increased damage from attacking from behind. Guided arrow. We've had this one. We had this one in Odyssey at least. Another adrenaline upgrade. Any adrenaline upgrade I would recommend having. So we have got a Chain Assassination. I like Chain Assassination. I think that would be a good one. Auto loot. Do you really need this one? I don't think so. I won't be wasting my points on auto loot. Assassins can't trip. Well, that's an interesting one. Explosive corpse. I think this one could be really funny. I think you could definitely make some very interesting clips of this one. Explosive corpse. I'm not really sure what they're using to explode people back then, though. We've done guided arrow. What we got here? Messiah. Enemies who die from one of your poison attacks will release a toxic cloud around them, infecting those who enter. That one? That's not a bad one, to be fair. It's an interest. I think that one could definitely be useful. Predator bow combo. Again, I think that's quite a familiar one. Yeah. I think we've had that one in Odyssey. Brush with Death. Now, anything that can help you get that extra chance, I think is going to be useful. I know people say this is easy, and it kind of is, but counter roll looks pretty cool. But, sometimes everyone dies. Everyone gets, accidents happen. Everyone makes mistakes. Dual swap is completely useless. I'm really not sure why that is there. Berserker's Metal, fight with reckless abandon, partially fill adrenaline slots, will not be affected by enemy's first strike. Yeah, that's not too bad. Heavy dual wield. This one I'll be interested in. I quite like the dual wield weapons. It could be interesting having two long axes. Terror, obviously a very familiar one. Okay, where's the next one? Let's do this one. Battlefield Cremation. Enemies who perish from one of your fire attacks will continue to burn, dealing damage to others. I quite like that. I like the fire in these games. Warrior Takedown. I think we did that one. And I believe that is every single one. Like I said, guys, I think I found this incredibly useful to plan out where I wanted my skill points. So hopefully you found this useful as well. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and put your thoughts down in the comments below. And I'll do my very best to reply to each and every one of them. But before I do go, I do want to just also point out that this fog of war, or this fog that does lift, if you turn off your Xbox at any places that you haven't actually put skills in or shouldn't be opened up, they will go. So although it does take a little minute to, you know, pop open the field, it does mean you can plan your stuff. So I still think it is incredibly useful to use, and hopefully you guys, you know, it helps you plan out where you want to put your skill points. You're going to have a lot of skill points in this game. This game does give them to you thick and fast, and as you saw, there's a hell of a lot of points to put in, but it does help, I think. But I just wanted to add that bit that, you know, when you do shut your game off, unfortunately, whatever places you didn't open or shouldn't have open, they will close up again. But of course, you can reset your skill line at any time and reopen them if you so wish. Anyway, I want to catch you guys here, and I hope you've enjoyed the video.